My child, you have been wondering why your heart keeps sensing something that your mind cannot fully understand. You have been trying to silence the intuition rising within you, trying to convince yourself that everything you see is exactly as it appears. But something in your spirit refuses to settle, because God has been tugging at you gently, preparing you for a truth that will no longer stay hidden. He looks perfect, polished on the outside, saying all the right things, doing just enough to make you believe he is exactly who he claims to be. But God is whispering to you now that perfection is often a mask, and behind certain masks, there are stories you were never meant to carry. Burdens you were never meant to inherit, and battles you were never meant to fight. There is a reason God has allowed you to feel that slight tension in your spirit, that subtle uneasiness you could not explain. It wasn't fear. It wasn't anxiety. It wasn't suspicion. It was discernment awakening inside you. God has been speaking to you through signs you tried to ignore, through moments you tried to brush off, through sudden emotional shifts you didn't understand. When someone looks perfect, it is easy to assume that you are the one overthinking. But God is telling you that the perfection you see is not real, it is constructed. It is curated. It is practiced. And soon, what has been practiced will crumble. And what is true will finally stand in full view. He has been presenting himself as someone stable, loyal, trustworthy, emotionally steady, spiritually grounded, and deeply invested. He has shaped himself in the image he wants you to believe. But God has seen the part he hides from the world, the version he refuses to confront, the truth he buries because he fears that being seen will cost him something he is not prepared to lose. He has been performing an identity, hoping you will never notice the inconsistencies, the contradictions, the cracks. But God does not let illusions stay forever. When God is preparing to protect someone, he dismantles every lie standing in their path. You have tried to give him the benefit of the doubt. You have forgiven things that made your spirit uncomfortable. You have explained away certain behaviors that didn't align with the image he portrays. You told yourself that he was tired, stressed, distracted, overwhelmed, confused, or simply going through something private. But deep inside, you felt the contradiction. How can someone seem so perfect but act so vaguely, so inconsistently, so unpredictably? How can someone claim sincerity but carry an energy that pulls back every time you move closer? How can someone claim connection while keeping distance in places where honesty truly matters? God is revealing that there is something he has not fully surrendered to him. There is something he keeps hidden because exposure would demand accountability. God has been patient with him, but God is also protective over you. You have carried too much for too long, believing that your heart should adjust to uncertainty. But God is stepping in now because the season where you tolerated unclear intentions is ending. God is about to reveal the truth you deserve to know, not to break you, but to free you from confusion, protect your destiny, and align your spirit with what is real. He looks perfect, but perfection has never been God's requirement. Authenticity is. God never asked him to be flawless, only honest. But honesty requires courage, and he has been pretending instead of confronting. He has been smiling instead of admitting. He has been performing instead of healing. And God is saying that someone's performance cannot be the foundation of your future. You cannot build your peace on someone else's pretense. You cannot build your purpose on someone else's unresolved battles. You cannot build your destiny on someone else's hidden truth. There were moments when you felt a shift in him. He would be warm one moment and distant the next. Present today, absent tomorrow. Vocal in one season, silent in another. You noticed it, even if you tried not to dwell on it. You felt his inconsistency even if you tried to label it as something normal. But God was showing you glimpses, not to scare you. Not to hurt you, but to prepare you. God wanted you to observe without attaching blame to yourself, because none of his hidden struggles are your fault. God wants you to understand that nothing about your worth, your beauty, your loyalty, or your intentions pushed him into hiding. He was already hiding before you arrived. Your presence only revealed the gap between who he is and who he pretends to be. You have reached a point where God does not want you to move based on emotions anymore, but on revelation. Love can make you see the best in someone, but revelation will show you everything you need to know. You may not realize it, but God has been positioning you to receive clarity. He has been loosening the emotional ties that once clouded your judgment. God is slowly freeing your heart from illusions, because he needs you to stand in truth without shaking. There is a destiny ahead of you that requires emotional stability, spiritual clarity, and relational honesty. What God is about to reveal will not break you. It will transition you. God is telling you that you are not losing something valuable, you are being protected from something harmful. The truth that is about to be exposed will answer questions you've carried for months. It will explain the strange timing. It will explain the mixed signals. It will explain the inconsistencies. It will explain the emotional distance. It will explain the guardedness. It will explain the sudden shifts in energy. Truth always explains what confusion tries to hide. God is exposing what is hidden not because he wants to punish him, but because he wants to protect you. God has seen the weight you were willing to carry, but he never intended for you to carry someone else's deception. He never intended for you to carry responsibility for a heart that refuses to be honest. He never intended for you to carry guilt for something you didn't cause. God is stepping in because the illusion has gone too far, and the longer an illusion goes unchallenged, the deeper your heart becomes entangled in something that was never meant to hold you. This exposure will not come with chaos, it will come quietly, clearly, and undeniably. You will see something, learn something, notice something, or feel something that finally aligns everything inside you. And when it comes, you will not doubt it. You will not fight it. You will not fear it. You will simply know, this is the truth God was preparing me for. And once you know, peace will return to you in a way you haven't felt in a long time. There is something powerful happening in your spirit right now, even if you don't fully recognize it. God is strengthening you for the revelation that is coming. He is preparing your emotions so that when the truth appears, it will not destabilize you. He is preparing your mind so that confusion will no longer cloud your judgment. He is preparing your heart so that you can release what needs to be released without hesitation. You might feel a strange peace beginning to form inside you, even though you are still unsure of what God is doing. That peace is the sign that God is already ahead of you in this situation, clearing a path so that you will not be shaken when everything comes to light. The truth that is hidden behind His perfect image is not meant to be your burden. God has been watching over you, seeing the way your heart has been trying to make sense of the noise beneath the surface. You have sensed that something is not matching, but you held on because you believed in His potential, His words, or the picture He painted for you. But God is saying that potential does not build relationships, honesty does. Words do not build stability, actions do. And pictures do not build futures, truth does. You have been holding on to what He could be instead of what He actually is. God is shifting your vision now so you can see without illusions, love without losing yourself, and walk away without guilt if necessary. You have poured kindness into someone who did not know how to be transparent. You offered loyalty to someone who was loyal only in appearance. You gave trust to someone who was careful about what parts of themselves they allowed you to see. He looks perfect, but the perfection you see is a wall meant to hide the truth he cannot face. He is afraid that if you saw the real him, the insecurities, the divided loyalties, the unhealed wounds, the hidden conversations, the masks he switches between, you would walk away. But God is telling you that love built on fear is not love, and God has not called you to settle for something built on half-truths or controlled narratives. His hidden truth is about to be revealed, not because He chose to reveal it, but because God has chosen to uncover it. What is concealed in darkness cannot stay there when God decides it is time to bring light. And God is bringing light to protect your heart. You may not realize it, but God has been placing distance in places where you felt emotional resistance. God has been interrupting your plans with Him because your steps were heading towards something unhealthy. Every time you felt something shift abruptly, conversations going cold, His energy changing, your intuition rising, it was divine intervention. Even when it felt like frustration, God has been nudging your spirit for a reason. Every moment you felt like withdrawing slightly, every time your heart felt strangely numb instead of excited, every time something in you paused, those were not coincidences. Those were warnings disguised as feelings. Your spirit has always been ahead of your understanding, and now God is allowing your understanding to catch up. You are not imagining the emotional disconnect. You are not imagining the secrecy. You are not imagining the inconsistencies. You are not imagining the way his words do not align with his actions. You are not imagining the way he seems perfect publicly but unsure privately. God is allowing you to feel the reality before you see it, so that when the truth emerges, your spirit will already be ready to accept it. He has been hiding something that he hoped you would never discern. It may be a truth about his past, a truth about his present, a truth about his intentions, or a truth about his emotional limitations. But whichever truth it is, God is going to reveal it in such a way that you will not question your worth, your value, or your discernment. Instead, you will finally understand why God never allowed things to progress the way you hoped. You will understand why he slowed the connection, why he disrupted the timing, why he allowed certain things to feel unclear. God is not trying to punish you. He is trying to save you. When God exposes something, it is always because he is preparing you for something better. You may not see the blessing yet, but it is coming. You may not understand why this exposure is necessary, but soon you will. God is removing what is not aligned with your future, because he sees the emotional storms that would have hit you later if he didn't intervene now. He is removing the illusion so you won't build your future on a foundation that would collapse in your hands. Your heart is too precious, your calling too significant, and your future too valuable for God to let you walk blindly into deception. You have prayed for clarity. You have prayed for direction. You have prayed for a sign. And God is answering your prayer through truth. Sometimes the truth hurts before it helps, but God will not allow the hurt to overwhelm you. Instead, he will use it to set you free, stabilize your heart, and position you for what is meant for you. He looks perfect, but perfection cannot hide forever. His words were convincing, but words without integrity eventually reveal their emptiness. His actions looked intentional, but inconsistency reveals the true condition of the heart. The longer someone wears a mask, the heavier it becomes. And the moment is approaching when he will no longer be able to hold it up. God is saying that the pressure you feel right now is the pressure before revelation. The tension in your spirit is the tension before release. You are standing on the edge of truth, and once the truth comes, your entire perspective will shift. You will see everything differently. You will understand everything clearly. You will realize that God was protecting you long before you knew you needed protection. Your heart will not break. Your heart will awaken, and when the truth is fully revealed, you will not lose yourself. You will find yourself. God is preparing you for a moment that will change everything. Not because the truth will be painful, but because the clarity will set you free from every unanswered question that has been sitting quietly in your heart. For so long, you have carried confusion like a silent weight. You have tried to understand someone who did not understand himself. You have tried to bring consistency to someone who has been emotionally unstable within. You have tried to offer truth to someone who has been hiding behind crafted appearances. But now God is saying, enough. You have done your part. You have loved with purity. You have tried with sincerity. You have stayed with patience. And for all of this, God is proud of you. But God also knows when your heart is in danger, and He is stepping in before the damage ever reaches you. There is a moment coming where what is hidden will be exposed effortlessly. You will not have to search for answers. You will not have to confront Him aggressively. You will not have to force transparency. The truth will rise on its own, because God Himself is lifting the veil. And when the truth surfaces, you will see that the image He presented, polished, stable, charming, flawless, was designed to keep you from looking deeper. He needed you to see perfection so that you would never question the cracks. But the cracks are real. The contradictions are real. The inconsistencies are real. And God is allowing them to show because He wants to protect your heart from investing further into something built on hidden fractures. The revelation will not come to destroy Him. It will come to awaken you. God does not expose people to shame them, He exposes truth to free His children from deception. Sometimes the truth is not that someone is evil, it is simply that they are not ready. Not healed. Not honest enough. Not aligned with the love you carry. Not stable enough to match the depth of your heart. Not courageous enough to show themselves fully. Not spiritual enough to recognize the weight of what they were entrusted with. He looks perfect. But God is showing you the version of Him He kept in the shadows, the version that could not sustain a real bond, the version that could not nurture your soul, the version that was never prepared for the seriousness of your spirit, and after the truth comes, something inside you will shift instantly. You will feel a release. A quiet peace. A calm acceptance. You will not beg for explanations. You will not try to rewrite the story. You will not cling to what could have been. Instead, you will understand that God just saved you from a future filled with emotional imbalance, from a relationship built on unstable foundations, from the silent pain of always wondering why something felt off. God is delivering you from confusion before confusion becomes heartbreak. You will not lose anything meaningful. What you will lose is the illusion. What you will lose is the false version of Him. What you will lose is the uncertainty. What you will lose is the emotional fog. What you will lose is your own overthinking. And in return, you will gain truth. You will gain clarity. You will gain peace. You will gain alignment. You will gain protection. You will gain God's path, one that leads not to heartbreak but to purpose, not to deception but to real connection, not to pretending but to authenticity. When God removes someone's disguise, He is not trying to embarrass them, He is revealing what your spirit already felt. He is confirming what your heart already sensed. He is aligning your intuition with undeniable evidence. And once the truth is exposed, God will open a new chapter for you. A chapter where you will no longer question someone's intentions. A chapter where you will no longer shrink your expectations. A chapter where you will no longer tolerate mixed signals. A chapter where you will no longer justify someone's emotional inconsistencies. A chapter where you will no longer lower your discernment just to keep the peace. What is coming next is not loss, it is clarity. And clarity is the beginning of healing. Clarity is the beginning of direction. Clarity is the beginning of strength. Clarity is the beginning of alignment. Clarity is the beginning of the life God has been trying to bring you into. The truth that is about to be revealed is not meant to break your spirit. It is meant to lift your spirit. It is meant to realign your path. It is meant to remove the wrong connection so the right one can enter. Because God would never allow the person He has prepared for you to walk into your life while confusion still sits in your heart. God is clearing the space. God is removing the disguise. God is ending the illusion. God is making room for what is real. You will look back soon and thank God that He stepped in. You will thank Him for the revelation. You will thank Him for the clarity. You will thank Him for the sudden shift that protected your future. You will thank Him for not letting the wrong connection tie itself too closely to your destiny. You will thank Him for seeing what you could not see. And you will understand why He kept whispering into your spirit, why He kept interrupting certain plans, why He made you feel things you could never explain. It was preparation for this moment of truth. Do not fear the exposure. Fear only the thought of living without clarity. God is on your side. God is unveiling what needs to be seen. God is redirecting you toward the love, the person, and the future that truly aligns with your spirit. You are stepping into a season where nothing hidden will remain hidden, where nothing confusing will remain confusing, where nothing disguised will remain disguised. God is removing every mask, revealing every truth, and protecting your heart from what could have harmed you in silence. What is coming will not break you. It will free you. What is being exposed will not weaken you. It will awaken you. What God reveals will not destroy your hope. It will prepare you for the love that was meant to find you all along. You are stepping into clarity, into peace, into alignment, into truth. And when you reach that place, you will finally understand that God was never trying to take something from you. He was rescuing you, redirecting you, and preparing you for something far better than what you thought you wanted. Your heart is safe in God's hands. Your story is unfolding exactly as it should. And what He reveals next will become the turning point that leads you into your true purpose, your true peace, and your true destiny.